happy damn Wednesday night, February 11th, year of our Lord 2026. And I can't believe it's 2026 already. That shit is crazy. Ooh, I can't cuss in the first 30 seconds. I always forget. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to the latest episode of the No BS Airplane Show. Tonight, we got I guess a good stream. I think it's going to be fun. I mean, we tried delivering some xenomorph eggs the other day. We didn't land the way that we probably should have, but we're going to try this again. This is actually a very challenging. This is a very challenging aircraft to land safely. I've been finding out this thing, and it is crazy fast. Like I know it, it goes 7.8, Mach 7.8, but like this shit will get you up to 100,000 feet with no problem. So I don't know what airport we're going to start at. I'll turn the sound onto the game here in a minute. Now we used the Ace of Spades delivery last time. Let's grab, maybe we'll just do the NASA one. That one, I always like the way this one looks. The NASA one's pretty dope. But I think I want to use the radioactive one. The Blue Angels one is really cool too. Purple is pretty cool. We're going to do radioactive this time. Okay. We're not doing say intentions. We're not doing any of that stuff. Just flying this. And then we might do one of those missions. We might do that mission again for FS Academy. We might do that one again. Just because now I have my actual system now. And I want to get a perfect score. There was no reason I should be losing points for acceleration, not when I have this system, but it's all right. We were using a different setup last night. Now I'm hoping we get the Ring of Sauron. Let's shit, I don't know where should we start at. Let me just spin the globe a little bit. I want to land on a continent. There we go. All right, let's just zoom in, and wherever Barcelona, Tigre. All right, it doesn't matter if we have a small runway or a big runway. At least for takeoff. Let's see here. Let's see how long this runway is. So 9,800 feet, bit humus. That should be fine for takeoff. 9,800 feet. Yeah, we should be good there. Now for landing, let me see what we're supposed to be landing at again. 1 second. I just want to pull this up real quick. Well, they might actually show it in the, here, let's just get in here, and then we'll worry about that part later. Small SVVA. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, become a member, super chat, super thanks, follow us on Kick. We got a lot of avenues for you to interact with the screen. We are pulling Aviation menu. Where is it? Where is it? Is it? All right, cool tips. Looking at the booklet now. I could have sworn it told us there's somewhere in here. Oh yeah, here we go. Best handling, best takeoff. It's got a here. Cruise, performance, takeoff, fuel system, upper panel, run. Oh, here we go. Runways. Page 10. Right, full throttle takeoff. Oh, we just need 3,000 feet if we're using afterburner. Okay. Let's make it sunny outside. All right, we have weather. Maybe we should go somewhere where it's already like sunny outside. That way I don't have to mess with it. Just because I'm going to be using Sky Dolly as well. No, I guess we'll stick. Let's see what missions they have. and how far away we also need to see if these airports are going to be usable. Come on, tablet view. We don't have a tablet view. Oh, we did. Okay, cargo. Start new mission. Let's do medium. Napoleon's crown. Chimera. Alright. Sealed Buzz Lightyears, Sandworm, Teeth Daggers, one disassembled Martian tripod. That's Cuba, that's Peru. That's pretty cool. United States. Bahamas. 0 point module. Honduras. 4-leaf clovers, Eye of Agamotto. Howard Hughes. Oh, the ISR on. Hey, we can go to Fort Lauderdale. Let's do that. The ISR on. We'll do this one. I think KFLL is Fort Lauderdale. We're gonna build this in Say Intentions real quick. Hey, what's up? What's up, dude? How you doing? All right, let's build this on Say Intention. I mean, not Say Intention. Let's build this on SimBrief real quick. Make this tablet bigger. It needs to be at least 3 times bigger. So it might actually help to figure out what actual airport I'm at. On flight planner. SVVA? Is that what that's called? Can't see, the airplane's in the way. Oh, there we go. SVVA. Okay. All right, now we can go back to SimBrief. New. This will be no. Yes. Plate number SVA AF. I think that's Fort Lauderdale. When I did the airframe the other day for this, I think I used the oh, what the hell is the Vision Jet? I just want a small kind of jet to base the flight plan off of. All right, kilograms. We'll do pounds. Okay, there's our flight. So I don't really care about fuel or anything like that. We make our own fuel in this airplane. In this, not airplane, in this, what's it called? This, what's this thing called? A UFO. Yeah, I understand the flight exceeds the range. That's fine. Fine. Okay. Let's... Oh, can I import this? Good. Wonder if I can import it right to the tablet here like that. Did that actually pull onto the tablet? Oh, that is dope as fuck. I didn't know it does that. Wow, that is cool. All this time I've been saving it as a PDF to my download folder just so I can upload it into here. I didn't know you could do that. That's dope as hell. All right, let's get rolling. Let me get Sky Dolly started up. Second. Go and record. Make sure we got the sound on for the actual game. Yep, sound is on. FSR is on. Got a little music. Background. I like this radioactive one. Not bad. We're probably going to take off during like dusk. You know, or early morning or something like that, just so we can see the gauges. But yeah, man, let's get set up here. All right, so first things first. Actually, let's check our circuits first. Whoa, numbers! How come you guys are so blurry? I wonder if it's because, hang on, let me look at auto FPS. That is very weird. I don't usually see numbers like that on here. Everything else looks very clear though, so maybe, I don't know, maybe it's an issue. Alright, we'll leave it on VFR for now since we're not in a busy area. VFR, when you're using auto FPS, VFR is good for like areas that are not very busy. Alright, so all these look good. Go ahead and...
Captain, I've been practicing my landing jokes while powered down. Ready to fly?
Sure. Alright, nav lights on. Nuclear reactors on. Put our lights on quick. That turns every light on like pretty quickly. Alright, now let's go ahead and get our APU turned on. We're going to turn on our hydrogen electrolyzers first. And our valves. One. Master. Oh, well, we'll turn on avionics after this. We have to do some tests. We'll get our flight plan pulled in. We can pull it in from SimBrief. We'll get out of here. Say 21 degrees. Turn auto. Avionics, let's turn those on. Let's do our test switch first. Good. Look good. Let's run our flight control test.
FCS test started.
Hear your aircraft only when flying at low speeds. Huh. Well, what happens when you're at like Mach 4 and you need to turn? And the autopilot's not working. Hey, we gotta take all the covers off. All the covers off. And am I still Johnny 5? Nope. Johnny 6, my bad, John. Do 29% because we're gonna wind up having full tanks of fuel by the time we get to Florida. This thing makes a lot of fuel. All right, that test finished almost. Okay.
Thrust vectoring test started.
Let's get this flight plan pulled in. Brief list. Port. Go. Test.
Mock surfaces test started.
Alright, procedures. Okay, that all looks fine. We can look for approaches as we get closer. We're more than likely going to be going up to about 100,000 feet today. See, we're already making fuel. That's because we have these electrolyzers turned on. There's a system back here somewhere that actually makes fuel. I think it's back here. Not really sure where they put it. Maybe it's right here. Maybe it's back here somewhere. Okay, let's close the canopy, close seat and ladder. Let's see here. Fuselage. Seat and ladder. there goes the ladder. Close the canopy. All right, let's fire up engine number 1. Tanks on. Go full screen. EFD, heat buds, all on. Now we can use this to zoom in. So we're going behind us, it looks like. Alright, engine 1's good. Let's turn on engine 4. Those are the 2 we use for taxiing. Make sure elevator trim works. Works. Good. Light display. Engines are good. Side 5. Good. All right, now we're going to taxi. Taxiing is usually very fast in this thing. Brakes on. Let's park and brake. See, we're already moving. You know what I mean? Like, just from each engine, I believe, puts out 10,000 pounds of thrust. Yeah, that's a lot of thrust. That's a whole lot of thrust. Probably should have put our taxi lights on. That's land. Well, taxi. Oh yeah, you know what? We did talk about making it darker outside. Let me see here. Well, we'll just make it all the way. Let's turn off the floodlights. Yeah, I think the way this thing lights up is so awesome. Different spaceships have different horizontal lights, I've noticed. Wow, those lights are really bright, those taxi lights. It's just like it is in the what's it called? Other Flying Fries thing that I like, the Scrapyard Monster. That's such a good little airplane. Yeah, yesterday I was recording a flight, just testing this out, and man, this thing was jumping around so much. Sure. Yeah, I will take off already. No problem, buddy. Yeah, the plane was bouncing around and bouncing around. We're working on it. We still got to turn on 2 more engines. It was crazy. Hopefully it'll do it again so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I don't know if it's a chase plane thing, if it's frame rate thing, if it's a sky dolly thing. Like, I don't know, like, what. It could just be the trying to slow this airplane down when it's going, you know, Mach 5. All right, let's close to lining up. Turn on the other two engines and get out of here. Park and brake back on. Set our last two engines. Then we can turn the APU off and get out of here. I guess you can turn on both engines at the same time. Doesn't say anything about not being able to. Might as well try it. Oil is pressurizing. All right, that all looks good. Let's turn the APU off. Landing lights on. All right, let's go. We will put our afterburners on for takeoff. I have a button set for it, but we do have a separate button. I'll show you the button when the lights are on. Burners off. You might have to go into heading mode for a while and do a direct. This thing has a hard time turning when it's going really fast. It makes really wide turns. Continue to climb. We're at 18,000 feet already. We never even set our pressure. Not that it matters, but all right, we're gonna start heading just north. Let's put our yaw dampener on. Let's put on heading mode. Well, actually, yeah, we'll just do heading mode. Yes.
Velocity check. Mach 3. That's SR-71 territory. Emerges 1 mile.
What'd she say? let me... Lights on outside, I guess, so we can see everything. You can see I have the throttle down to 38. Like, I have the throttle down pretty low, and we're still cruising at Mach 4 point something. Yep, sonic booms, baby. Not as good as the sonic booms from the DC Concorde, but not bad either. Yeah, I mean, we're still climbing. Mach 4, we restart Mach 4 point. Yeah, the afterburner button is down here. Flip this open and then just click on that. That's very good for burning fuel on the approach. We're still having trouble lining up. Let's put our turn by turns there on the screen there. Flight plan options, map settings. Yeah, see this bouncing around that we're doing right now? This is what I'm talking about. Maybe it's just very turbulent at this altitude, I don't know. But this is what I was going through yesterday. It kind of takes the fun away, I think, when it's bouncing around like that. One thing I did notice that fixed it was usually turning the autopilot off and then turning it back on. That seemed to work a little bit. Yo, what's up, Scalebait? Yeah, man, everything's good. Just trying to deliver the the Eye of Sauron to Fort Lauderdale. They want to borrow it from the coast of Mexico, Mexican coast. Or I think that's what we're delivering today. Yeah, the Eye of Sauron. Yep. That long enough runway. I want to get up to about 100,000 feet. Let's just click on speed and let that bring us up. I know, that's interesting. It nose down. And it's not climbing anymore. There we go. It's almost like this armament system can't handle the speed and the altitude. Yeah, see, I don't like that our Mach keeps on climbing like that. Alright, let's just do VS mode again. Let's just put us up to like 10,000, or the maximum, whatever the maximum is. There we go, yeah. 8,000, 9,000 feet, sure. We can take this thing into outer space. We've done that one time before, I did. Kind of fun, actually. We might have to try that again one day. Anyway, let me level off. And see if that stops the bouncing around. And if it does, then we'll We'll work on it. Let's slow down our ascent. I already pulled the throttle back a little bit. Let's just get down to 1,000 feet per minute. Yeah, see it shaking? It takes the fun away from flying, to be honest. Alright, let's click on altitude hold. Wherever it holds it is close enough. You see how it's like shaking and shaking and shaking? It sucks. It really does suck, man. Like that. Like this is shitty. Alright, now watch. If I take the autopilot off, see? Perfectly fine. But it's almost like the autopilot, like the trim, it can't figure out how to trim itself out when it's on autopilot. And I have the trim on auto. Maybe we'll turn... What if I turn that off? Will that, that doesn't do anything. We might just cancel this mission and just fly, and just cancel this aircraft altogether. This is really shitty, Flying Fries. I don't recall this being like this at, like when I first got it. I don't recall this being like that. Alright, let's put our throttle, let's put our engines on idle. Yeah, I'll call it like I see it. This is shitty, man. Who wants to fly like this? And the only thing we have to do to fix it is disengage the autopilot. Nope. Perfectly fine. Or are we just gonna fly it by hand the whole time? I mean, we can. You know, it's not that long of a flight, I don't think. We only have, was it 12 minutes till top of descent? So yeah, I mean, we can fly it by hand. That's not a problem. Let's just trim ourselves out a little bit so we're actually somewhat stable. Yeah. Maybe. Well, no, we don't have to do VFR, but we're just going to be flying it by hand all the time. At least while we're going this fast. Alright, let's stop climbing. Oh, you know what? I haven't checked out a landing yet for where we're going. Check that out. Well, I guess we'll just leave it on this size. Alright, runways. What are we... Oh, let me see what we're supposed to be landing at. 28 left. Approach. Oh, can you... I think those are people screaming in the background from FSR. That's funny. Yeah, people are screaming. Look at this. This thing is so shitty. That's funny, the people screaming. Didn't know they did that. And again, it says you're not supposed to be flying it by hand unless you're under 800 knots. But we don't have a choice. We are fucked. We'll put on autopilot again and just watch it bounce. Bounce for me, bounce for me. I like hydraulics in my 69 Impala. In my 6.4 Impala, not in my Flying Fries QUASAR. Alright, that's RNAV. I don't want the RNAV. Let's... What do we have here? 111.75. Go to here. Again, 111.75. 1 sec 5. On nav. Turn on nav 1. It's almost like it's too powerful with all 4. It's almost like they need to cut the thrusters back by like half. Each one puts out 10,000 pound-feet of torque. I believe that's what they said. You know, maybe they need to, like, I don't know. I don't know. Something needs to happen. Because that's no fun just to be bouncing around like this. Yeah, 10,000 pounds of thrust. Yep. Look at this. This is fucking crazy. And then what? As soon as I take off the autopilot, nice smooth flight. Now, you know what? Let's descend, and then we will. Maybe we'll go ahead and just slow down a little bit. All right. So for descent, spoilers, idle, Mach 5 below 60,000. Look at this! Look at this! Look at this! This is crazy! Oh my god! I can't even see anything. This is all because we put the spoilers on. It says use the spoilers. It says use it. I know I'm not crazy. Alright, let's fly this by hand. And let's kill 2 of our engines. That's funny. Sorry guys, my bad. We got a nice kind of controlled descent going on now. I'm kind of scared to put the autopilot back on. Rid of that wind noise. Just annoying. Yeah, I'm on the fence about this airplane. You know, I like the concept, but right now the execution is shitty. Like seriously, like who wants the shit to be bouncing around like that the whole time? And then it says on the checklist, use the spoilers. We use the spoilers and we can't see shit unless that's how they just made the plane. Maybe they made the plane to just do that kind of thing. Like activate the spoilers and just watch your shit bounce around. Here we go. Let's watch our shit bounce around. Here we go. Hey, maybe we just need to fly outside the QUASAR. Because on the inside, we're fucked. So I guess on the outside, we just need to stay on the outside. It is. I mean, it's great. It's a great little... It's great. I like it. I just... They need to fix a couple of things on this. And then it will be really good. Yeah, the view is really nice. It is. I mean, I have 2 of the engines off. I'm at idle. And, like, we still can't use the autopilot because the shit will bounce around so much. Yeah, let's get to just a normal altitude, like 30,000 feet, and just fly at like a normal kind of speed. Maybe we can go Mach 1, Mach 2. Well, Mach 1's only 600 and some knots. I turned off FSR. It was making too much wind noise. I didn't feel like going into the individual setting and trying to find it, so I just turned the whole thing off. I'm tired of hearing passengers scream, too. That's never a sound a pilot wants to hear. Is all your passengers screaming as they're, you know, all passing out and dying. Alright, so we're at Mach 2.9 now. Get to a more respectable altitude, I guess. Low fuel, that's fine. When we land, we should really have tanks 1, 2, and 3 empty. Yo, what up, Phoenix? How you doing, brother? We're flying by hand. When we put the autopilot on, it like, well, here, I'll show you. I don't know if it's still gonna do it now. But it was real bad a second ago. The Stuka? What you talking about, man? What Stuka you talking about? Oh. Yeah. Yes, they do. I don't know if the Stuka's the one I'm thinking of, but yeah, those dive bombers, man, when they're coming down, like, straight down. How about that? Like being one of those pilots, knowing that like you get into the airplane today, it's the last time. Oh yeah. The German, yeah. Oh yeah, them things were crazy. I've seen a lot of documentaries on World War II. Yeah, those German ones, man. Wasn't that a BMW engine? Wasn't it BMW? It was either BMW or Mercedes. I know Volkswagen helped make like the tanks and shit like that, but I think BMW. It is, yeah. It's scary but sick. Well, autopilot's okay now. Maybe it's just over. You know what? I think what's happening is anytime you go above the altitude constraints that are built into this Garmin system here, I think when you go above those constraints, like above 49,000 feet, because I think that's where this thing tops out at, I think that's when you start running into problems. Because now we're fine. Like, autopilot's fine. You can go into space with this thing, yeah. The last time I tried it, it wasn't like all that great. But yeah, you can go in outer space with this thing. Supposedly, when they tested it, they got it like 5 miles above the Earth. It was like where it kind of stopped at. I could only get it to go in like a low orbit, kind of like where the space shuttle goes. I couldn't get it to go any farther. And I don't know. I need to get on like their Discord server and see if I can figure out if it was on 2020 they did it or on 2024. I don't know which one they tested that out on, but man, it was crazy. No, not really. No, gravity does not exist. Yeah. At least it didn't when I was in space, man. We're flying all over the place. Alright, we're gonna top out here probably around. Oh, maybe we'll stop at 36,000 feet. So it looks like we're coming up on South Florida. Oh no, they make it really easy downloading that airplane. What you have to download it and then unzip the folder to the default destination that it chooses, unzip it to there, and then open it up, and it runs the installer for you. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. But no, I didn't have any issues. No, dude, I'm at idle right now, and I only have 2 engines on, and I'm still at like Mach 1.5. No, this thing is crazy fast. I'm getting ready to probably put on the other 2 engines in a moment. Once we level off. This thing is crazy fast. It'll go up to like Mach 7 before you know it. Alright, let's level off here. Let's slow down our descent. Hit altitude and then give it some juice. Two engines should be sufficient, but let's put on... I guess we'll reactivate the other 2 for now. Oops. Alright, let those kick in. I'm not really going to follow I'm not going to use flight plan mode. This thing takes too long to turn. So we're just going to use heading mode. We'll use the map as reference. But we're just going to stay in heading mode on this. Yeah, this thing can't make turns like a regular airplane. It takes forever. This thing has afterburners too, Jake. This button right here, this afterburner button. That helps on short takeoffs. Like a 3,000, I think you can take off, I think 3,000 feet is the shortest runway you can use. Oh shit, we're a little slow. Pick up our speed. I might need to use our afterburners for a moment here. Yeah, let's put our afterburners on for a minute. We get up speed a little bit. I don't think I've ever listened to this whole song before. Alright, let's turn the afterburners off. That's cool. Whatever's coming off of that I have a button programmed for a couple of things on here. On the hat switches here, I have one for the afterburners, and then I have one for this fax system here. So if you land at certain airports with short runways, you can pull this lever down, and what that'll do is on approach, when you get below 500 feet, it'll cut all the fuel to the engines and kill the engine, so you have a chance of surviving your landing. Alright, let's turn these off for now. We don't need to make any fuel right now. We got plenty of fuel, it looks like. Oh yeah, we got plenty of fuel. We can turn that off for now. We need to make more fuel, we can do that. Altitude seems to be holding pretty well. Is Key West that we're pulling up on? Can't be Key West. Maybe it is. That's pretty, the ocean down there. Yeah, I've never tried WinRAR, but yeah, I know some folks that have used it. I've never had any issues, but that's a good app if you do need help. Absolutely. Yeah, where are we at? Oh, we're over by the Bahamas, not by Key West. Okay. But that would make sense from where we came from. God, this thing makes like so short work out of long flights. Crazy. Great. You can land and do one of those new interceptor missions. Try to get a good score on that again. right, let's descend down to about 24,000 feet. Look at our fuel. All right, fuel's doing okay. All the engines look good. One of my favorite switches in any airplane is in this airplane. This quick lights. You click on that, and it takes all 5 of these switches here, and then these ones here, and it puts them on different settings. So we can click on it. It's got like low, medium, high. It's great. I wish more airplanes had something like that. We still got about 75 miles until we need to turn. Boy, that water looks really good. I guess we're going subsonic again if it's making the sonic boom. Oh yeah, let's slow down a little bit. Mach 2's okay, but like I don't want to go too fast. Well, maybe we can go to Mach 3. You know what? Let's see if it does. You know what? Actually, let's go up to like Mach 3, 4, or 5. Let's see what happens. Because before it was doing all that shaking and shit, and I think it was because we were over 49,000 feet. I really think that's what it was. The Garmin system was fighting, trying to keep us at. I think what happened is, and I'd like to actually talk to somebody from Flying Fries. I'm going to email, get on them on Discord. I think when you're climbing and you're using this glare shield, this autopilot system, in conjunction with this G3000 system they have here, that system only goes to 49,999 feet. When you get over that, it's still trying to keep you at that altitude, and I think that's what's happening. When we get up higher and we're over that 50,000 foot mark, it's trying to bring us down, and that's what that bouncing is. But the one with when you use the spoilers, that shit is crazy. You know, all that bouncing, man, that's almost uncontrollable. It's a good thing if you're gonna fly this thing and you're gonna hit the spoilers. Make sure. Well, let's see if it does it first this time. There we go. Yeah. Make sure you have a button that you can get back and turn the spoilers off pretty easily again. Because even though, no, I think we're gonna crash. You son of a bitch! Ah, damn you, Quasar! That could be a mock auto FPS thing. Damn, that sucks. All right, well, let's open it back up again. Maybe we'll do the interceptor mission. Get it. How much is this thing? Is it like 30 bucks? I don't know if I can get the price for it since I already bought it. Let me, I don't know if this thing is worth 30 bucks. I am going to live by my name. No BS. I'll call it like I see it. Let me get on their website and I'll open it up. Flying Fries. Share my screen. Quasar. Yeah, see, I already bought it, so it's not going to tell me the price. I want to say it was like 50. I want to say it was like $50. There's a lot of potential here with this thing. It's a really good idea. It's just their execution is just they need to get rid of that Garmin system. I think that's the problem. Is that Garmin system? They need to get rid of that thing. Oh well. Let's do one of those missions. What time is it? Yeah, 9:30. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta work. That sucks. I haven't had the game crash on me in a long time. In a long time since the thing crashed on me. It could be an auto FPS thing. It could be. I don't think it is, but I mean, there is a brand new version I just downloaded today. And I usually, when I use auto FPS, I'm using the test version that they offer. So, I mean, it could be an issue with auto FPS. I doubt it, but it could be. It's one thing when I use the Xbox, I don't really ever have the sim crashing. Used to happen a lot on 2020, but 2024 lately, like that thing doesn't crash at all anymore on the Xbox. All right, I need to make sure of one thing before we start. Just that I have the right controls set up and the right camera. So let's do turn control again. I think that's the Cessna 152. And then... Okay, so the Cessna 152 are the next two. Yeah, I tried this one from Navigraph. This one's okay, but like, you don't get real-time feedback. You do the whole lesson, and then you like get on their website, and it like tells you how you did. So, all right, let's jump in the 152 real quick. Those Stranger Things missions are pretty fun too. Cool. I just want to make sure we have the right camera controls set up for it and the right throttle controls. I don't like trying to change that stuff in the beginning of the lesson. I wonder if the chase plane controls will transfer from 2020 to here. Because on Microsoft 2020, when I was doing the 0 to hero lessons, the cameras, I believe, the camera settings moved from 2020 to 2024, I think. Could be wrong. I don't think I am, but I could be. Damn, I was hoping to complete that flight too. It sucks. Oh yeah. That's Eco Soundscapes right there. All that flange. Ooh boy. Let's close that out. So loud, Jesus. Okay, let's see here. Do we have all the controls saved? No, we don't. All right, so we got to save pilot. So let's save this one here. Save position. Assign the shortcut. Save. Now we are going to do the window here. So let's do starboard. Let's call it starboard. Next. Star. Then let's do, we'll do port over here. Alright, so those are done. We have pilot. We still have our next buttons working, okay. Then is our outside button? We don't have that saved yet. We'll do this one. Button number 8, save assignment. Okay. Need to make sure our throttles work properly. All right, mixture. Flaps work. All right, good. Let's go do this lesson. See if we can keep our speed a little better than we did the other day using the Xbox. These Red Bull racing ones are fun too. If you guys haven't done those, some of those are really fun. All right, we did the introduction. That was just running us through the different equipment. Yep, learned a T-scan pattern to maintain straight and level flight. Oh, one thing I didn't check is the trim wheel. Oh well, I'll do it, I guess, while we're in the airplane. Seeing if rolling it forward pushes it down the way I like it to, or if it'll move it up in the air. God, all that flange is coming, by the way, that's coming from the game itself. It's not a sound system. That's not like Ecoscapes or FS Realistic. That's... God, that sounds so bad, those jet engines.
We initiate our flight over the Channel Island of Jersey, holding steady at an altitude of 2,000 feet. We can still glimpse the ground below, but as the mist enshrouds the horizon, the comforting presence of an external view is slowly fading.
Jet. I need to change the, it didn't pull the right settings over. The right, controls here. Cessna 152, and let me make the subtitles a little smaller.
Continue straight ahead at 2,000 feet, and we will introduce the fundamental instrument scan. Maintain heading west. When instrument flying, precision is key. Hence, we will encourage strict tolerances from the very beginning. We start in the straight and level attitude, with wings level and the nose just above the horizon line at 2.5 degrees. This puts the orange pitch dot at the centre of the AI between the horizon and the 5-degree line. With a cruise power setting of around 2,300 RPM, as seen on the tachometer, the result is straight and level flight. In this configuration, only small...
Whoa, our trim! Holy shit!
Which we monitor with our instruments.
Alright, wait, Jesus Christ. All I did was touch the trim wheel just a little bit. What the actual fuck, man? Boy, Microsoft. You don't see this shit on X-Plane. That I gotta say, that much I will say. You don't see this shit on X-Plane. Alright, we ain't touching the trim wheel again.
We initiate our flight over the Channel Island of Jersey.
I'll figure new buttons out instead of using the trim wheel.
Feet. We can still glimpse the ground below, but as the mist enshrouds the horizon,
that's crazy.
The comforting presence of an external view is slowly fading. Continue straight ahead at 2,000 feet, and we will introduce the fundamental instrument scan. Maintain heading west. When instrument flying, precision is key. Hence, we will encourage strict tolerances from the very beginning. We start in the
like not using
attitude,
autopilot,
with wings level and the nose just above the horizon line at 2.5 degrees. This puts the orange pitch dot at the centre of the AI between the horizon and the 5-degree line. With a cruise power setting of around 2,300 RPM, as seen on the tachometer, the result is straight and level flight. In this configuration, only small and smooth corrections should be needed, which we monitor with our instruments. The instrument panel displays a
I kind of want to try to trim again.
Information, which may initially seem daunting. As we can't monitor every instrument simultaneously, we instead utilise a scan pattern. At the core of the instrument scan pattern is the attitude indicator. This is where we prioritise our attention. We start at the AI, then glance across to check another instrument, before returning home to the AI. For example, move your gaze downwards from the AI to your heading, before again returning to the attitude. Next comes the airspeed indicator, and once again returning home to the AI, before continuing on to other instruments, like the altimeter.
Yep.
This will be the basis of your straight and level scan technique, so put it into practice right away so that it becomes second nature. This T formation of instruments represents our primary flying references when maintaining straight and level flight. Keep flying west at 2,000 feet using the T scan pattern. Keep the heading indicator in your scan, returning us to our starting heading of 270 degrees.
Alright, I am going to set up trim real quick. Just in case. Because I like using the elevator trim a little bit, but man, that wheel is crazy, man. I don't know why that is, man. Hopefully somebody at Turtle Beach can fix that motherfucker, because that shouldn't happen. All I did was just move it just a smidge. I just wanted to look at the wheel inside the Cessna just to see which way it turned. It went back I just wanted to see. And, my goodness. All right, so nose down, we're gonna do this button. Nose up, we're gonna do this button. And let's get rid of that for spoilers. All right, good. So very good. Okay, nose up, nose down. Oh, much better. All right, we're doing the T. We're looking at our attitude and looking at the compass. Gotta keep our altitude up.
So that's the straight and level attitude and the T scan pattern. When performing a turn, we modify our scan pattern to suit our task. For a turn, we first use the AI to precisely set the desired bank angle. Then we continue to scan, centered on the AI as before, but now giving extra attention to the altimeter. We monitor our altitude during the turn, then shift our awareness to our heading indicator as we start to near our target heading. We want to perform rate 1 turns for all our major turns when flying IFR.
That's true.
Rate 1 gives a change of heading of 3 degrees per second. The bank angle required to achieve this is dependent on our speed. Take 10% of our airspeed and add 7. This gives a bank angle guide for a rate 1 turn. We will be generally flying at around 95 knots indicated airspeed, so 10% plus 7 gives us approximately 17 degrees of bank. As the first bank index along the top of the AI represents 10 degrees and the second 20 degrees, we will place our orange roll pointer between the first and second marks to achieve 17 degrees. Using the AI, make a left roll to a 17 degree bank angle. Maintain this bank angle, continuing to use the attitude indicator as the foundation of your scan, while increasing awareness of your altimeter to ensure level flight.
Yep. Using
Now
the
keep
turn
this
slip
bank
indicator.
angle, maintaining
That
the
white
orange
dot
bank
is
indicator at the top of
a
the
rate
AI
1 turn.
between the first and second white marks. Aeroplanes have positive roll stability, meaning it will want to gently return to wings level in a turn. Make sure to keep just a very light roll input on the controls to keep the bank angle maintained. You will also likely need a light nose-up pressure to avoid losing altitude now that we are in a turn.
Okay. Oh, we're turning to 270. All right, I got it now. I didn't see that at first. I was like, when are we stopping our turn?
See how the left wingtip of our aeroplane on the turn coordinator touches the white mark. This indicates a
Just said that,
successful
buddy.
rate 1 turn. By setting and holding 17 degrees of bank on the AI, our rate of turn naturally follows.
Put a little bit of rudder into the equation, a little
Rollout on heading 270, indicated as west.
Gotta
on our
overshoot it.
directional gyro.
as we're turning to the north.
Anticipate the rollout, bringing the heading back into your scan, starting to smoothly level the wings with about 10 degrees of turn remaining.
All right. Come on, stay at 2,000 feet, buddy.
Now level the wings to resume the straight and level attitude.
Very nice.
Make any minor corrections now to ensure an accurate heading 270 in the straight and level configuration at 2,000 feet. Avoid the common error of gaining altitude after rolling back to wings level.
We're good, buddy. Playing with our trim button. See? We're not diving, dip diving, or dodging. He's a lot stricter on this interceptor course than he was on those other ones. Those 0 to hero ones, he was kind of loose. Like, he would let you go a couple hundred feet north or south of the altitude. He would let you go like 10, 15 miles knots, like 10, 15 knots off the speed. Not on this one. Ooh, boy. He's serious on this one.
Once again, for a turn, the AI and altimeter have main priority. To roll out this time on heading 310 degrees. Remember to anticipate the rollout by about 10 degrees.
Doing it. The wing's been pretty much lined up with that white line the whole time, so we're doing a rate 1 turn the whole time. Our altitude's been decent. We got a little off the mark. We were about 100 feet lower than we should have been, but we corrected it immediately. Hopefully they don't take away points for that. You can look, we're still doing our rate 1 turn here. He's a liar. We need to be at
awareness of the heading indicator in your scan as we near our rollout heading.
we need to be higher than 2,300 RPMs
to roll back to the
keep this speed.
Once again,
I mean, to keep this altitude and all that.
Again, watch for any gain in altitude.
See, we're at like 2,500.
can simplify attitude flying on instruments by reducing our pitch and roll targets to only a handful of desired positions. In
Why the
terms
camera's
of
not
roll,
working?
except for minor corrections, our wings should either be level or at a rate 1 bank angle. If you look to your AI and see something other than this, ask yourself why and make a smooth correction to regain your target. Solidify the scan pattern in your mind. Remember to scan the T of instruments, but in turn increase importance of the altimeter. Then
Might not have
shifting
actually
this to
saved it.
heading as we near our rollout target. This adaptability underpins everything that we will do going forward, so this should be deeply
Nice.
ingrained into your instrument flying skill set.
All right, let's do the next
We will be
class.
setting and
I'm ready.
maintaining very
I'm ready,
specific
teach.
headings and tracks throughout our instrument flying.
We did good
So
this
will now
time. We should get a
monitor
higher.
to
We
an
should get
exact
higher than a B this time.
Make a rate 1 turn to the left
Oh.
to precisely 156 degrees.
All right.
Once again, the AI remains at the core of your scan, but pay extra attention to the altimeter at first. Later, we increase awareness of our heading as we near our rollout target of heading 156. As always, start to roll wings level with about 10 degrees of turn to go.
Okay. Altitude. We just dipped a little bit farther than we should have. We're okay now. We're almost at 156.
And roll back to wings level on heading 156.
Go.
Whilst our attitude remains key, we can adjust our
Whoa,
focus
whoa,
of other
whoa!
parameters depending on our task.
How did that happen?
We will next introduce changes in
How did
altitude.
we lose so much
and see
altitude?
how our scan pattern priorities shift.
What the fuck is going on, man?
Excellent work.
All right, good. That was crazy. I don't know why we were just losing altitude all of a sudden. Yay, we got an A. We didn't get the highest grade we could have, though. That's okay. Isn't S the highest grade? All right, let's try this one, and we'll probably call it a night. So pitch 7.5, power full, cruise, and horizon power 2000. All right, let's give this a try. Altitude control.
Initially maintain our current heading 156 and hold 2,000 feet, and we will
All right.
now look at climbing and descending. To initiate a climb, we once again use the AI to set our attitude target. For return, we will now prioritize the altimeter. For a climb, we prioritize our heading. We also include the airspeed indicator in our scan to ensure that we are achieving our target climb speed. Once we are reaching our level off altitude, we shift focus away from heading and onto our altimeter. We've seen the straight and level attitude with wings level and pitch dot just between the horizon and 5 degrees nose up, which will now be quite familiar. By placing this pitch dot between the 5 and 10 degree nose up pitch marks, we achieve 7.5 degrees nose up, which is our climbing pitch target for this aeroplane. When paired with full throttle, this completes our pitch and power setting for a climb. We will initially obtain a boost in climb performance as we exchange excess speed for altitude, but our airspeed will trickle back and settle at around 70 knots. Let's try a climb. Apply full power and set 7.5 degrees nose up on the AI. monitor the AI to keep the climb attitude and check our heading for any unintentional turning, keeping 156. We're aiming for 4,000 feet. See how we get an ambitious initial climb rate as we exchange excess speed for altitude. As we climb with full power, watch for a left roll tendency caused by our clockwise spinning propeller, which you will counter with gentle right rudder, just enough to keep the black ball on the turn coordinator centered. Also, the nose will want to drop as our airspeed reduces, so trim nose up as required. The speed will settle at around 75 knots. Keep the pitch dot between the 5 and 10 degree marks.
I don't like when he has to tell us that kind of stuff. That knocks the grade down when he does that. I try to always do these lessons without him doing that kind of thing, but this is a way tougher lesson than I've ever done in this guy before. We've never had to do climb where we keep the pitch dot like it really is supposed to be done. We've never had to do that before.
Keep the pitch dot between the 5 and 10 degree marks.
I know, buddy, I know. I'm trying to play with the trim right now, like you said.
To anticipate levelling off, take 10% of your vertical speed as the figure in feet, where we should begin a slow and smooth return to the horizon. For a 500 feet per minute climb rate, 10% gives 50 feet, so we will begin to lower the nose when 50 feet from our target altitude.
That's interesting, I
Avoid
never
the
knew
common
that.
error of lowering the nose too early and by too much.
They're around 50 feet. It's very interesting, I never knew that. Not that I would, I've never went to pilot school before. It's one of the reasons I like doing these, man. These are really cool lessons. Alright, we are almost at 4,000 feet. These are the kind of lessons that I could do over and over again until it drills into my head.
As we near on
all right, take
altitude,
10%.
shift priority from the heading indicator to the altimeter. When we reach 3,950 feet, very gently, slowly lower the nose towards the straight and level attitude, aiming to zero our vertical speed.
Yeah, these are the kind of I can do these kind of lessons over and over again. I'm so happy that it's that I can do them on Xbox. That's great. 'Cause I don't care what kind of grade I get when I'm on the Xbox. I just want that info to get drilled into my head. Okay, when you're leveling off, take 10% of your vertical feet. Chop off a 0 or whatever they said. And then that's cool. That's good to learn. Good. That's good to know, sir.
Keep full throttle until we accelerate back up to cruise speed, around 90 knots. Keep the VSI under close observation to keep the indication at 0. It is common to now inadvertently gain altitude as we restore lift during the acceleration. Trim as needed. Now throttle back to 2,300 RPM as shown on the tachometer. Keep the heading indicator in your scan and keep heading 156. Now maintain 4,000 feet on heading 156, straight and level attitude.
Hard to fly it from so far away from the gauges. You really can't. I can't see. The 2300 is not
introduce the descent.
enough,
We will
buddy.
again target a pitch and power setting, aiming for the typical IFR descent angle of 3 degrees. To transition from level flight to a 3-degree descent, we lower the nose by around 3 degrees, as you might expect.
Jesus Christ.
This isn't to say that we pitch down to 3 degrees.
Yeah,
but that we
2300 is
want
not
the
enough.
aircraft to lose height at that angle. As descent angle is not displayed on these instruments, we calculate an equivalent.
I almost want to do this one
vertical
over
speed
again.
by multiplying our ground speed by
Yeah, I'm
5.
gonna restart this one. Man, fuck this. Let's restart this one. I'm not sure if it really is adjusting the trim. Let me see. Oh, it does. Okay.
Initially maintain our current heading 156 and hold 2,000 feet, and we will now look at climbing and descending. To initiate a climb, we once again use the AI to set our attitude target. For return, we will now prioritize the altimeter. For a climb, we prioritize our heading. We also include the airspeed indicator in our scan to ensure that we are achieving our target climb speed. Once we are reaching
Next
that level
time,
of
after we get the
altitude, we shift
2300
focus away from heading
RPM check
and
mark,
onto our
and he
altimeter.
moves on, we're gonna give it more
We've seen
power.
the straight and level attitude with wings level and pitch dot just between the horizon and 5 degrees nose up, which will now be quite familiar. By placing this pitch dot between the 5 and 10 degree nose up pitch marks, we achieve 7.5 degrees nose up, which is our climbing pitch target for this aeroplane. When paired with full throttle, this completes our pitch and power setting for a climb. We will initially obtain a boost in climb performance as we exchange excess speed for altitude, but our airspeed will trickle back and settle at around 70 knots. Let's try a climb. Apply full power. Keep the heading indicator in your scan and keep heading 156.
Oh, fuck
That's
my
at
life.
7.5 degrees nose up on the AI.
Alright, we'll get
Monitor
156.
the AI to keep the climb attitude and check our heading for any unintentional turning, keeping 156.
Okay.
We're aiming for 4,000 feet. See
Alright, we're
how
good
we
now.
get an ambitious initial climb rate as we exchange excess speed for altitude. As we climb with full power, watch for a left roll tendency caused by our clockwise spinning propeller, which you will counter with gentle right rudder, just enough to keep the black ball on the turn coordinator centered. Also, the nose will want to drop as our airspeed reduces, so trim nose up as required. The speed will settle at around 75 knots.
Yeah, this is a much better climb this time. I got a little right rudder action on here on my right foot. Roll out at 4,000 feet. And then when he says, put your power down to 2300, we'll put it down. We'll let him check the box off, and then we're going to put it right back where it is. We don't fall out of the sky, because that was crazy. There was no reason we should have been dropping like that in altitude. That first lesson we did, I didn't have it at 2300, even though he was saying we were supposed to. I had it at 2500.
To anticipate leveling off, take 10% of your vertical speed as the figure in feet, where we should begin a slow and smooth return to the horizon. For a 500 feet per minute climb rate, 10% gives 50 feet, so we will begin to lower the nose when 50 feet from our target altitude.
Alright, 50 feet makes
Avoid
sense.
the common error of lowering the nose too early and by too much.
So if we're descending at 2,000 feet per minute, then when we get to 200 feet from our altitude, that's when we should start leveling off. That's interesting. I never knew that. I always just moved the VS wheel. You know, I would slow down as we got closer. But I never, like, knew... I never knew that. That's pretty cool.
As As we near our level off altitude, shift priority from the heading indicator to the altimeter. When we reach 3,950 feet, very gently, slowly lower the nose towards the straight and level attitude, aiming to 0 our vertical speed.
Starting a new channel, by the way. I'm buying as you guys know, I play drums. I haven't had a drum set in my house in forever. It's been probably 10 years. And since I live in a duplex, I have neighbors. So I'm buying a practice pad kit. I'm either buying this one from Tama, which is really nice, or this one from DW. But I'm gonna start making like ASMR type videos of me playing on the practice pads to like different songs. It's gonna be fun. I really miss playing drums. That was a huge part of my life for a long time.
Keep full throttle until we accelerate back up to cruise speed, around 90 knots. Keep the VSI under close observation to keep the indication at 0. It is common to now inadvertently gain altitude as we restore lift during the acceleration. Trim as needed. Now throttle back to 2,300 RPM as shown on the tachometer. Now maintain 4,000 feet on heading 156, straight and level attitude.
Why is it not?
Keep the heading indicator in your scan and keep heading 156.
No, come on, motherfucker! God damn it!
Don't
This
allow
fucking
our
thing.
altitude to drift. Keep scanning and hold
The
4,000
throttle.
feet
God
precisely.
damn this motherfucker, man. No wonder we were falling out of the sky before. Somehow this throttle is not set properly. All right, I'm about done with this muff. I'm starting to get upset, and I don't like getting upset. Yeah, why is the axis not working properly? What in the actual fuck?
We will now introduce the descent. We will again target a pitch and power setting,
It's not. Let
aiming for the typical IFR descent angle
me look at something real quick.
of
I don't care if we skip the flight. I want to go into this airplane on the ground somewhere. All right, let's see what they say here. Yeah, no wonder. A throttle lets you pull it out, but it wouldn't push back in. That's crazy. What the fuck, man? That's a good lesson, too. Still have like 26 more lessons to go. It works here. Maybe it doesn't. Oh, I know why. We could be having glitches. Shit. What you're supposed to do, you're supposed to remove the Navigraph AirX cycle from... Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to end the stream here. But, let me share my screen real quick. This Navigraph hub here is what I use to update, you know, everything in on Microsoft for the flight simulators. And they say we need to go in and remove this. I bet you that's why, because they said you're going to have glitches with... That's probably what it is. Shit. Oh, well, we know that for next time. Anyways, I'm getting out of here. But you know what? I'll tell you what, it's only got... Let's try to... No, I'm not going to complete this mission. I'm going to call it a night. I'll be back probably in a couple of days. Maybe not tomorrow, but probably Friday. Yeah, I think we're going to do more of these lessons. I like these things. These are fun to do. And they're very informative. I like doing these. So, yeah, man, we'll knock these out. And we'll delete the AirAC first next time. And, yeah, man, we'll have a backup for the throttle next time. In case it doesn't work, we'll use one of the levers. You know, if need be, we'll set one of those levers up just in case. So, all right, my friends, I will see you on the next episode of the Airplane Show. See ya.